They're a familiar sight in the skies over our northern suburbs and have been involved in many major rescue missions and military operations. The Air Force's P3 Orion fleet celebrates its 50th anniversary this year, and to mark the milestone, our reporter Elise Baker was invited on board for a special flight.
We wanted to mark a deep connection with the people of Adelaide.
The fact that it is still flying and still doing such a good job at the 50-year mark is quite remarkable.
A lot of nostalgia flowing through the Squadron, especially with some of the older guys who have been working with them for 30 or 40 years.
It's quite the achievement. 50 years since the P3 Orion first entered military service. For northern suburbs locals, the sight of these big grey aircraft flying low in our skies is a familiar one. But after half a century, the Orion's operations are continuing to be wound back. However, Wing Commander Colin Smith says this week is a celebration of the fleet's accomplishments.
And I think its contribution to defence of Australia and also to our humanitarian assistance and search and rescue efforts needs to be recognised.
The Orions first joined our Air Force in 1968. Over time, they've had several significant upgrades. Wing Commander Marija Jovanovich, who started flying the P3 in 2007, says it's still a magnificent aircraft today.
With the Orions, I have done everything from chasing submarines off the coast of Southern California to chasing pirates off the coast of Somalia to doing search and rescue in the Southern Ocean. And doing all of those various roles with a crew that is like your family is the single best thing about flying P3s.
Over the fleet's 50 years, it's been involved in numerous newsworthy rescue operations.
The rescue of the two injured sailors in the Tasman Sea called for professionalism that only the RAAF could supply.
Men of 11 Squadron based at Edinburgh were brought in as a last resort when a civilian sea and air search failed.
The 13-member Orion crew on surveillance exercises was immediately called into the search.
Didn't expect to find them out there. We'd spent 3 days and it was about the most satisfying flight I've ever done.
As the Tony Bullimore rescue showed, Orion crews are experts at pinpointing boats in distress.
One of those memorable missions the P3 assisted with, the rescue of yachtsman Tony Bullimore in 1997.
This latest successful mission only further enhanced the RAAF's reputation.
It was also the primary Australian aircraft used in the search for missing Malaysia Airlines flight MH370.
Large proportion of 92 Wing deployed to Perth to look for that aircraft and scouring hundreds of thousands of square miles of ocean.
The fleet has flown more than 400,000 hours, which is close to 20,000 days. The distance flown is over 219 million kilometres. That's the equivalent to flying to the sun and then halfway back again, or 285 round trips to the moon. Flight Lieutenant Cameron Simister says he's lucky enough to have been part of that journey for 3 years.
It's very different to your standard commercial aircraft that most people have travelled on before. It doesn't have all the glitz and glam, but she's an absolute operator. She's been around the world plenty of times doing countless operations and missions.
To mark the big 50-year milestone, we were invited on board today for a special look at the P3 in action. This will likely be the last time any media in Australia can go up on a P3 Orion. The aircraft is being gradually retired with its final withdrawal planned for the early 2020s.
I've spent half my life flying these aircraft and I couldn't imagine not having them there doing their thing.
It is a great aircraft and nothing will ever truly replace it as such. But it is also exciting to see the new capabilities come online and it will be really exciting to watch what they can do over the next 50 years.
Great stuff. And there'll be a special Orion's display over the city this Friday from 12:45, so enjoy that.